When we got to the beach in our ship, we set sail. With the good wind from Circe, we made good time and only had the need to steer. We came to the stream that Circe described. There we found the Sumerian, the city stuck in the shade. We took the animals on shore and the ritual began. Many spirits came to drink from the pit of the blood, but I allowed none of them to drink until Tiresias came and told me my prophecy. First came the soul of Elpenor.
I drank and slept on Circe's roof, but fell off in the morning. I broke my neck, and my soul came down to Hades. Do not leave me unmourned and unburied, or else I will draw God's vengeance on you. Burn me, pile up a barrow on the shore, and plant my ore on the mound.
All right, I will give you a proper burial.
Then came the soul of Tiresias, holding a golden rod.
What brings you here, Odysseus? Let me drink from the blood, and I will tell you the truth. Your journey home will be very difficult and dangerous, because Poseidon is furious with you for blinding Polyphemus. You will find Helios' cattle and sheep at the island of Thrinacia. If you do not hurt them, then you will safely get to Ithaca. However, if you do hurt them, then I foretell destruction for your ship and crew. If you survive, you will be alone, and you will find trouble at home, suitors of your wife, but you will kill them. Then you will take an oar with you and journey until you find men who are not acquainted with the sea. I will give you a token. A traveler will notice the shovel on your shoulder, and then you will put the oar in the ground and sacrifice a ram, bull, and a boar, and travel back home. Then you will make a sacrifice to each of the gods. Later you will die at a comfortable age.
Well, that is my fate, and I have no say in it. But will you explain to me why my mother here will not look at me?
If you let any of the dead come near the blood, they will tell you the truth. But if you refuse, then they'll go away.
My mother then came and drank the blood, immediately recognizing me.
How were you able to come here alive? Are you on your way from Troy, wandering about with your ship and crew? Haven't you reached Ithaca and seen your wife?
I came to the house of Hades in order to talk to Tiresias. But I have not set foot in Ithaca, and I've been constantly driven about in toil since I left for Troy. But tell me, how did you die? Tell me about my father, son, and wife.
Penelope is patient and has not married, but she cries night and day. Telemachus is in charge of your land and attends to the public banquet. Your father stays in the country, longing for your return. I missed you so much that life was no longer sweet, so I died.
Has Persephone only sent your phantom to make me more unhappy?
No, child, this is what happens when mortals when we die. Leave the underworld quickly and get back to your wife.
A crowd of women came up, wives and daughters of great men. I drew my sword and had let them line up so I could question them one by one.
I am Tyro, daughter of Salmoneus and wife of Cretheus.
Whom slept in the arms of Poseidon Earthshaker and brought forth Peleus and Nelus, who became mighty servants of Zeus.
I am Antiope, daughter of Mnesopus.
Who could boast of lying in the arms of Zeus. She bore Amphion and Zelos, both of which founded the stronghold of Thebes.
I'm Alcmene, wife of Anus.
Who brought forth Heracles, the indomitable lion heart, when she had lain in the arms of Zeus.
What do you think of him now, gentlemen? Now he is my guest, and you all have the honor to share. Give him large gifts which he needs so much. Alright, he's right, but what we say and do depends on Alcinous.
Let Odysseus stay till tomorrow, and we will have time to bring him gifts. His safety is my most thing that I can say.
I would stay 1 year if it took that long to gather the gifts. The more I have when I arrive home, the more they would love me.
You are no liar, Odysseus. Many exaggerate their troubles, but yours have an air of truth to them. But tell us, did you see your friends who died at Leon?
It is getting very late now, but if you insist, I will tell you about those who died once they returned home. As soon as the woman left, the ghost of King Agamemnon appeared, full of sorrow, and he drank the blood.
How did you die? Did you anger the gods? Or were you killed at the hands of a mortal?
I died by the hands of Aegisthus, who plotted my death with my wife. He invited me to his house, set me down to a banquet, and butchered me as if I were an ox. I died with my friends falling all around me, and I could hear Cassandra shriek as my wife killed her. I thought I would be welcomed by my children and household, but Clytemnestra had her mind set on outrageous wickedness and brought shame to all women.
There is no doubt that Zeus used the schemes of women. So many of us died for Helen's sake, and Clytemnestra was planning your downfall while you were away.
Then take this warning. Never tell your wife everything of your mind, although Penelope would never murder you, as she is intelligent and has a sound soul. When you return, you will see your grown-up son and loving wife, but when I returned, my wife didn't allow me the pleasure of seeing my son. Have you heard any news of my son or what has become of him?
Why do you ask me that? I know nothing whether he is dead or alive.
As we stood talking of our sorrows, other ghosts arise, Achilles and Aias among them.
You reckless man, what brings you down to Hades' realm?
Oh, I'm here to ask Tiresias if he has any advice for me to help me on my way to my homeland. I haven't returned home since I left for Troy. But you are blessed among men, Achilles. Do not frown upon your death, for you were honored like a god.
Don't tell me how good death is. I'd rather be a farmer with a little land than to be stuck in Hades' realm. But tell me about my son and father. What has become of them? Have the townspeople lost respect for my father?
I have nothing to tell you of your father, but I can tell you about your son. I had brought him on my ship to join the Achaean army. He was fearless while waiting in the Trojan horse, and he could not wait to slay his enemies. He even turned up unscathed after we sacked Troy.
When I told Achilles this, he marched away proud of his son. Aias kept apart, resentful of my victory over him when there was a dispute over who would be given Achilles' shield.
Aias, are you so mad that Zeus brought fate upon you? We mourn your loss no less than we mourn Achilles.
He did not answer me, but he walked away. I wish I could have talked to him, but I wanted to speak with the other ghosts. I saw Minos seated, giving sentence upon the dead, and Orion herding the beasts he killed while he was still alive over the Asphodel meadow. I also saw Tydeus with vultures tearing at him, Tantalus who was always thirsty, and Sisyphus pushing a monstrous stone up the hill. Last I saw Heracles' phantom, for Heracles himself resides with the gods. Around his phantom, the ghosts were flittering around. He caught sight of me.
Pity you, Odysseus, for you burdened by evil fate just as I was. Although Zeus was my father, I had infinite sufferings. I was bound to a despicable man who sent me on perilous missions with Hermes and Athena's help. I was able to survive these missions.
After he said that, he walked away. I wished to stay there in case any other heroes should show up, but I feared what the dreadful Persephone would send me. Then I went back to the ship and told my men to row. We went, a breeze following us.
Oh, give me the water bottle. No! I drink some blood! Stop doing that.
Are we pausing? I'll keep going.
I'll go.
Agamemnon, how did you die? Did you anger the gods? Or were you killed?
So much.
Agamemnon, how did you die?
Guys, don't laugh. Don't laugh. Wait,
Don't laugh.
You're like going here to
Wait, not that part.
I know nothing whether he is dead or alive.
Out of my life, let me get a situation.
Oh, God.
I'm picturing it right now. Pieces of chocolate.